On this episode, Andrew Carlson and the Carlson Moto Crew head to the birthplace of off-road racing in Crandon, Wisconsin.
One of the most exciting races I've ever had. Guys are spinning out in front of you, and probably one of the sketchiest moments I've had.
This is Inside Off-Road. The Big House, as it is affectionately known amongst fans and racers, lived up to its namesake with big action, big crashes, big talk, and unfortunately, big rain.
To jump into off-road racing and have Crandon be your first track, is super unique. I think like Travis and a few other guys have had to do that, and along with me, this was where I did my first race. And the first time I came here was probably one of the worst rainouts that Crandon's ever had, because it rained the whole time. I was in a truck I'd never driven. I got to sit and look at it for 3 days. And then finally they let us go out, no practice, nothing, never drove the truck. Went out there for, go into turn one wide open with all the other pro lights. So it was intimidating for sure, but at the same time, I almost prefer to come into something fresh and green like that and have no experience, because there's no expectations, and I feel like it even increases the adrenaline, which I love that feeling, right? And I feel like it makes me race better. It's crazy to look back and think that now we've won here and won a cup, a world championship here in the pro mod, and we came in on the bottom of the totem pole, and I feel like we're working our way up, and I'm just excited to get in the race tomorrow and put the work that we did last week, to show, and just see the result, and hopefully we pull a big hole shot and can come out away with a win.
As that flag goes down, the green flag flies. We are underway here in Pro Mod, side by side. Kyle Cheney looks to be pulling the whole shot here early on. Yeah, and he's got both the Van Everett cars there in second and third. Rodney Van Everett second, Owen Van Everett third, and Robert Millar. Like I said, this is his first year in Pro Mod, side by side. He's right there.
With Owen and Rodney in front of me, father-son, going at it. I knew they both had the same car and they were both going to be fast.
And here comes Andrew Carlson in at number 15. Carlson came out of Antigo a couple weeks ago as our points leader in Pro Mod side by side. He was the only driver that landed on the podium both days.
If Rodney and Cheney and Owen and even Robert, they all have full power and all the cars are functioning, we're all really close.
A bunch of smoke coming out of the back of Kyle Cheney's ride. Yeah, steam coming right out of the radiator there. So Kyle Cheney running super fast, but also apparently running a little bit hot, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Kyle Cheney, the guy previous to this, the only guy that had beaten us.
That brings us to our mandatory, no, not yet. Mandatory competition caution. Man, I was just fumbled. I was like, what happened with Kyle Cheney? He's pulled off.
He blew a motor the first day at Antigo, and then he went to Crandon, blew a motor in practice, and then he went out in Saturday's race, and I think he had more motor trouble. So it's a bummer for him, It's tough. You can't really judge it because he's only finished one of the races and he won it. So obviously he's fast.
What a tough break for Kyle Cheney. So Steve, as we're back to green flag racing, Rodney Van Everett leads the field through turn 2. Carlson got a pretty good start there as well. He's right on the back bumper of Owen Van Everett as they go down the flyaway towards the gravel pit. Here comes Andrew Carlson in that number 15 ride. But look at Owen Van Everett trying
I know Owen was a little riskier and would probably try to dive bomb his dad once or twice, but wouldn't take him out, but might hurt himself speed-wise. So was trying my best to just stick on to him.
Up to the back bumper of Rodney Van Effert. Owen Van Effert overcooked it just a little bit, and he is going to fall back. Bartlett taking the win this afternoon in round 3 in Pro Mod. Rodney Van Effert.
I think third was a bit of a bummer. Like I said, I wanted to be on that tough spot, but yeah, I think if that's going to be, you know, a bummer of a week of a finish, you know, it's not that big of a deal. There's guys out there that would kill for third, so I feel like I drove well. Corey and I had some good lines going. He was giving me good feedback on. We didn't really have any pressure behind us, so I could kind of try some stuff. And yeah, the temps, everything on the car was really good. So I knew we had a little room to bring some more heat the next day. We went back and tuned some things up, and I was pretty excited for Sunday. Yeah, we hopped in the Pro 4 after the UTV race. The car jumped really good, and then they have 2 rolling jumps going down the start line. And I've had a few instances where you hit them and it just sends you for a ride. And this was one of those times.
Pay attention, the engines are revved up. We are ready to go green flag racing here in Pro 4. Keep your eye on turn number 1. They all dropped the clutch. They're ready to come into Forest County Potawatomi, turn number 1. Look at Adrian Chetty already. Ton of bumping and banging going on as they come towards turn 1. That's the wild man, Adrian Chetty out front. Door-to-door contact between LeDuc and Anderson. Anderson had to gather it back up. CJ Greaves there in 4th, and Carlson rounds out the top 5.
I don't know what I did, but I hit that thing and it spit the truck out sideways, and we just smashed into CJ. CJ was definitely in a tough spot because he had, you know, someone that was kind of holding him up. He had to run different lines to try to get around him, but if he leaves the door open, I'm right there. The odds of one of them making a mistake and affecting the other guy is higher. So I was in a decent spot. You know, I thought we could definitely come out of this in second in, you know, any moment. He has had some good lines, and there were certain sections he would pull away, but then there was others that we were definitely faster. So it was shaping up to be a good battle.
Just as I say it, that is what I mean. The track can go away just like that when you see a good driver like CJ Greaves going through. You know it's challenging. Yeah, with some parts of the course that are you know, for all intents and purposes off limits.
We were behind CJ. He was kind of getting held up by Cheney, and they were kind of banging around. I think CJ ended up driving up the back of him in one of the corners, and there's 2 of them, so they're wide enough to almost plug up the track if they collect each other. But at the same time, you want to be close so that you can get by before they collect. So it's kind of a gamble, and you really got to keep your eyes up.
Here comes Carlson again, trying on Cheney. He's watching LeDuc out front. He's back in that bright orange Chevrolet.
I tried shoving underneath him, and he came down and I was coming up, and it ended up being a bad hit on my end because I popped the tire. Yeah, it was a bummer. I feel like we were pushing hard, and it's how Pro 4 racing goes though. You know, there's gonna be more tires cut, and hopefully they're not ours.
Just got off the track with Pro 4 and didn't go the best. I think I'm frustrated. I mean, I think he drove okay. That wasn't his best performance. He was up in front with the leaders, basically in a podium position, and just couldn't get the pass done. He was door to door with the guy 2 times, and couldn't get it done. And it seems like he's, you know, I like the fact that he's clean, but nobody else races him clean.
I'm trying. I was giving it back.
You were being nicer than anybody else would have been you, I guarantee that.
Well, how do we end up with a flat then if I'm being nice?
cleaned us up. We wouldn't have got raced that day.
And he would have, you know, was in the podium spot for sure. And he was running with CJ, and then his day's over because he cut a tire. So I don't know. It's part of racing. It's frustrating for me. I haven't talked to him yet. I know he's frustrated too, but it's part of this. It's no different than being a hockey dad or a football dad, or, you know, it just, I want him to win every time, and obviously that's not going to happen. I think he had a winning truck today, and he needed a little luck and needed to drive a little different. So we'll get him tomorrow.
After tough luck and mixed results on the first day of racing, the Carlson Moto crew put their heads down to prepare for the Community Cup race, a long-standing tradition in Crandon, pitting Pro 2s against Pro 4s in a time starting line deficit given to the more powerful and quicker Pro 4 trucks.
Hey guys, Andrew Carlson here. We're at Crandon International Raceway for rounds 3 and 4. Here with Vision Wheel. We're going over it for the tech tip today. Been super happy. We came on board with Vision last year. They make an awesome product, and super happy just to be partnering with them. We love partnering with people who are as passionate about winning and racing and making great product as we are. So not only do they perform really well, they're really lightweight, but they look like jewelry out there, man. These wheels are really sharp. Love the way they look on the car, and they just got great support. So we're here with Jaime. He's the wizard behind these things. They're doing a lot of testing and development. We're helping them on the track at ERX and off weekends, testing and trying new product and trying to make the thing better, and they're just awesome to work with.
Glad to be here with Carlson Motorsports. Again, one of our key athletes. Helped us out immensely on testing out our 398 Forge wheels you see here. We do this in a couple different offsets, so we'll do off-road and short course, rock crawling, all the events with this type of wheel on a low offset, 4.5 inch back spacing to a high offset 6 inch back spacing. The UTV wheel, that's our 356 Manx UTV wheel that we do in a 14 inch and a 15 inch. Again, a couple different offsets on that. We did a good revision to it, and this wheel actually lost almost 3.25 pounds on it. So coming to a car with this to lose 12 pounds, I mean, that's immense.
It's rotating weight too, so it makes even a bigger difference. You can feel it. We're running more weight in the clutching just because of lighter wheels. I can feel it in the car. I know 3.5 pounds per wheel is not what you would think it is, but rotating, it's at least 7 times as effective as 1 pound without rotating, and you got 4 of them all the way around the car. So it makes a big difference, and it, you know, here at Crandon, you need that jump off the hole shot. You got to get all that stuff spinning, so the lighter you can be, the faster you can get out front. Yeah, make sure you guys check out Vision Wheel on social, on their website. They got an awesome tire configurator on their website. You can pull up your vehicle, see how the wheels look on there. Check out their social channels. They're always posting cool whips with nice wheels on them, and all their up-and-coming wheels coming out. So they got a really cool line for 2021, and make sure you go check them out.
Yeah, check us out. And also for you racers that are out there, we have a racer program. You get a good discount running our stickers. The wheels are a good part, so let's get it going.
Yeah, Sunday we raced 3 times. Got a Pro 4, it was around 11 o'clock, and then we went all the way to opening ceremonies, and then Pro Mod was around 3:30, and then after that, right in the Cup race being last race of the day, but everyone sticks around for it. A big concern is too making sure that the Pro 4 is healthy and you don't beat it up too bad in that morning race. You know, obviously you want to push for the win and all that, but you don't have a full night to work on it like you do between the first day and the second day on a normal race weekend.
Up the ladder, it's almost go time here in Pro 4. To keep it hidden, there it goes. Watch, the green flag flies. Pro 4 is taking off with a steal and starting.
We ended up tucking in behind Johnny. There were a couple times he went into the cushion too far, like slid in and put all 4 wheels in it. And we were just never right on him at those moments. That was always a time that he maybe stretched it out a little bit. The one time we had a good run on him, he swung extra wide and put me into the slippery stuff, which is exactly what you should do. Yeah, it was a good move. I was frustrated, but at the same time, it was like you can kind of smile because you know he's no dummy and he knows what he's doing. So we missed the box by one spot. Wasn't how we wanted to start the day off, but I felt like the track was going to get better, and we had some good speed. Pro Mod was the second race. Yeah, we ended up getting the same pill draw like both days, starting in the same spot. I don't know if I've ever had that happen, but yeah, we didn't get many breaks on where we were lining up. It made it tough.
A lot of great competitors in this Pro Mod side-by-side. The engines are revved up. Here we go, Shane. The green flag flies. We're underway, and look at that dust as they take off. Early contact there between Loire and Wazak. Loire going...
The second jump coming into the barn turn, and when we landed, it was just a grease pit, just mud everywhere. I ended up getting a ton of dirt on my tear-offs. Couldn't see, and I panicked and just pulled hard, but it pulled the tab off the tear-off. So there was like no way for me to get the tear-off off. Trying to wipe and all this stuff, and I couldn't see anything. I thought I was gonna hit a wall or get just freight trained by somebody behind me. It was literally like someone's hand in front of your face. You just couldn't get it off. But eventually got in there and grabbed the one behind it and ended up pulling it, and it came off, and I look up and I'm buried in the pack.
So watches Andrew Carlson from Elk River, Minnesota, gonna try to work his way up. Yeah, Carlson, like I said, is the only driver who's been on the podium all 3 rounds here in Pro Mod side-by-side, so putting together a good, consistent season. Yeah, Carlson really putting the hammer down now. We'll see if he can reel in our front runners, but remember, we have that halfway point, the mandatory competition caution will come out, so that'll give them another shot at this race. But right now, the Van Epperens are just showing the way around here. For Owen Van Eperen, Ryan Wazak, your top 3. Then it's Carlson in 4th. But for now, we're going to send it down trackside to the 3rd member of our team, Haley Shanley.
Thanks, guys. Just a few laps ago, we were talking about Andrew Carlson, the Carlson Motorsports number 15 ride. Now, he said he is feeling almost as fast, if not faster, than he does in the Pro 4. And I took a look at the lap times from today in the Pro 4 versus right now. And of course, the Mod is just even a little bit faster as far as the lap times go with the Pro 4 and the Pro Mod. So he said he has never felt better in this Pro Mod machine. And he said that just last night they were making some minor tweaks to the motor package, but overall, everything is feeling really, really good. So he says hats off to the entire CM team.
So we're 4th to halfway caution. The car it felt a little weird. I felt like I maybe tweaked something when Robert got into me a little bit, and I didn't know what to think. I knew it was still working at the time, and I couldn't really play it safe. I wanted to get in the box and salvage as many points. I knew it was going to be tough to run down Van Epperen's.
Now then, here we go on the restart. Van Epperen's out front. Yeah, Carlson up and around Wazak. So Carlson takes over 3rd place, trying to keep that podium streak alive here in the 2021 AMSOIL Champ Off-Road season.
Put in some good laps right after halfway. Ended up catching the guy in front of me. I think we ended up getting by him, and right as I got by him, the car went into 2-wheel drive. Yeah, just a crappy deal, to pass all those guys and then have, getting into 4th place to get contact and go all that way and brake. It was kind of a bummer. I almost spun out one of the corners and ended up getting passed by somebody. So it bumped us back. I think 2 guys got by us, so we went back to 5th, a 3rd the first day and a 5th the second. So definitely wasn't how I wanted to come out of Crandon with the UTV, but I'm just going to chalk those up as my 2 worst finishes of the year and try to just top them. I think there was 10 Pro 4s and 22 Pro 2s. So, I mean, just having 32 people on the track in big trucks at the same time is crazy. So.
At any given time for the Pro 2. There we go. Get on your feet, Crandon. You want to hear horsepower? Sit back and enjoy. You are watching the best racing in the world. And Ryan Beat has the whole shot here in Pro 2. Winner, Hooks, Kleiman, Kincaid, Layton, Thomas, Deegan, all the rest right on his heels. Wow, look at Kyle Kleiman with a good start, like you said. He's trying to sneak to that inside. Now you got to remember, the Pro 4s are sitting on the starting line. They're waiting for their green flag, and as they're doing that, these Pro 2s are trying to check out. Brooks alongside. Look at this, Shane. The Pro 4s have been let loose. Watch as they come to Forest County Potawatomi, turn number 1.
Clear the inside, clear the inside, clear the inside.
Very clean already. CJ Greaves trying to muscle through. Little bit of contact. Anderson. Big contact. That's going to let Kyle LeDuc get away.
Digging, we're starting to get into it. It's all plugging up now. That is a Pro 2 on the right there. The red one. You're going to go around him if you can. Go. Keep going. You're clear.
This racetrack in trouble for Kyle LeDuc as he winds up part-time.
We are now third to Pro 4. Gonna move him high. If you can clean by him, go ahead. To the bottom. All the way next to him. Still there, still there, still there. Still there, still there, still there, clear.
And you're in that like, okay, I'm leading mentality, but at the same time, you know that you can't settle, and you know no matter how far the guy is behind you, you still have to catch the other Pro 2s, and you never know what's going to happen. Ultimately, you just got to run as fast as you can.
Next Pro 2 is going to be white. Still there, still there, still there. You're clear, go. A slow truck, it's going to be on your right-hand side through the chicane. You're driving a great race, but your timing is good. Let's make all this smooth through here. Gonna get all sticky right through here. Deegan's hood's over his windshield. That's the next one.
To fight back, but 2 wheels versus 4 just is not going to cut it. And Patag has a tag.
High on the exit of Argonne. High on the exit of Argonne. Come on, this is for the win. This is for the win. You force this. You're the leading Pro 4 right now. You got to be digging. The leader just went by me. Cheney is behind us by 2.
Now leading the charge for Pro 4 is Andrew Carlson.
But don't let these guys slow you down. I need 100%. You're up by 3. In there, drive it in. There, you're clear. Go.
Carlson side by side with Winner in turn 1. Fills his cab with roost and says, I'll take that spot away. And here comes Carlson now. Carlson is running out, Shane. Carlson in second place overall. It'll be 2 laps.
I need everything you got right now.
Now we get the game of cat and mouse.
2 trucks between us and the leader right now. We're going to catch them both. They're both way off the pace.
There's still a lot of time left.
And just judging off of how Corey sounded over the radio, I knew right away that those were going to have to be our quickest laps of the race.
The leader is the next car.
Around some slower traffic there.
Nice deep breath. How bad do you want this?
Through Forest County, Potawatomi, turn number 1. About a lap and a half to go now for Carlson. Still a lot of ground to make up. Off the Polaris jump, backing into the finish line. Turn and look at this.
Yes, we got one lap.
One more time around, Crandon, Wisconsin. There's still a chance for mistakes. We've seen a bunch of trucks make a lot of mistakes here. One final time headed towards a gravel pit.
That truck ahead of you is smoking. I do not know where he's going to go. Eyes ahead of you.
Looks like Carlson's going to come across in second.
Good job. That was
Adrian
Checker.
Jennings.
Nice job.
All right, buddy.
I tell you, buddy, you did a hell of a job. I am so proud of how smooth you were, but you drove the truck. You manhandled it.
Took a lot of rain yesterday into this morning.
Dude, I was screaming.
In the next episode, the Carlson Moto team will now head to their hometown in Elk River, Minnesota for the ERX Off-Road National. There, Andrew will lean on his familiarity with the course and the energy of the hometown fans as he looks to notch his first Pro 4 win of the season.